So, welcome back. It's been quite a while. This is actually my second time recording this episode. Um, for those on YouTube, I have had a rough month. September was rough. And every time I've been trying to get some content out, for example, my podcast, I run into an issue of some sort. But the grind never stops. This is therapy for me. I'm pretty sure that it helps someone else out there, just being able to see my perspective on things. So the show goes on, and I am glad to be back. And for my comeback episode, I want to talk about something that I have noticed to be a problem of mine while I've been gone. I've always known it's a problem, but it's something that I am genuinely trying to work on every day. And that is just slowing things down. Slowing things down, letting things come to me instead of trying to go 100 miles an hour. I was talking with my uncle the other day, and I asked him, I was just like, what are some things you do just to slow down? I just need some tips. I need some pointers. I need some advice on what are some things that I should work on, that I should try to implement in my daily routine, because I'm serious about trying to get my thoughts and my emotions and everything under control. And he was just telling me, he was just like, man, like with anxiety, it's just like, you fear what's not real. Because if it was real, you wouldn't fear it, like you fear the what ifs, but the what ifs aren't true. Like you fear what's not true. Your brain just plays those tricks on you. And it's important to try to bring yourself back to reality when you notice that your brain is playing tricks on you. He said the first step is to just notice it. Notice that you're not being authentic in your thoughts. And hold on. Sorry, I had to make sure my camera was focusing. That you're not being authentic in your thoughts, and then that what you're thinking right now, what you're feeling is just not real. It's just not. And so it's like, why fear it? Why, let it take control of you? He told me, he said, get up an hour earlier than you normally do and just take some time, drink some water, meditate, focus on breathing, focus on getting yourself in your present moment, and just notice all of your thoughts. Don't fight them. Just notice where your brain goes, and I was like, yeah, that's real. Like he told me a whole bunch of other stuff. We had an hour-long conversation about it, and it was really insightful, really helpful. And I think it is something that we all could benefit from. Like if we just took a moment and just sat where we were, like not trying to force anything, not trying to get to a certain outcome, just being still and just letting it come and slowing it down and breaking it down. I compared it to basketball. It's like, be more Jaylen Brown than Russell Westbrook, Like there's nothing wrong with giving it all and leaving it all out there on the court, but it's just sometimes it does not yield the best results. Sometimes you got to stop and think for a little moment. Sometimes you just got to let it come to you. Sometimes it's time to take a shot. Sometimes it's time to pass it off. Sometimes you got to be the guy to go and get the next 10 straight. Sometimes you got to be the guy that chills out for a whole quarter. Maybe gets one bucket. It's like life is just like sports in a lot of ways. I've been comparing it to sports a lot. A lot. I think sports is like a microcosm of life, and if you've played a sport, you probably learned tons of like life lessons from sports if you like actually paid attention to what was going on in them. And so yeah, that was a really helpful conversation. I thought I would bring it to the pod, because I feel like in today's society we have a world that just tells us to keep going. Stay on social media. The whole point of social media is they're trying to find ways to keep you on the app longer. And it's just like, if you're not doing anything productive on Instagram, on Twitter, you're going to end up spending an hour, 2 hours of your day scrolling. And then you're going to feel so rushed because you're going to be like, I got to go. I got so much to do. And it's just like, well, pace yourself. There's nothing wrong with taking a social media break, just detaching your brain, but it's just like regulate it, regulate it, make sure that, it's in the right places. Make sure your mind is in the right places. And when it is, then I feel like you'll be able to notice a lot more when you're pressing. If your mind is in the right place, you'll know when it's not. And I think that's the purpose of like meditative practices and things like that, to make it a daily habit to get your mind in a sound place so that you know when it's not, like you can feel, you can tell when something is off in your spirit. You can tell when things are off in your life. You can tell when something's off in the way your brain is thinking. If you practice bringing your brain to its most natural state, if you practice slowing down. So let's try to make a conscious effort this week, all of us, just to slow down. If you're in college, slow down. If you work, slow down. If you're in high school, slow down. It doesn't have to be a day, because I know it's unrealistic, especially with how all of our schedules are set up. Just take an hour. Take an hour before bed instead of watching Squid Game, Instead of scrolling on IG, take an hour right before bed and just take some time just to sit quiet. No music, no nothing. Just sit quiet. And if it's hard for you to do that at first, try it with relaxing music. Try it with mellow music. Try it maybe with like a mantra or like a guided practice somewhere if you just can't sit in silence, because trust me, I understand that. Find what method works for you so that you can bring your brain to a state and make it a habit of bringing your brain to a state to where you know when it's off. Bring your spirit to a state to where you know when it's off. When people come into your life that aren't supposed to be there. When people are in your life and have stayed in your life and they're not supposed to be there anymore. Notice when you're off. Notice when your environment is off. Be able to notice that. Be able to slow it down. Thank y'all for watching, man. Hopefully this episode comes out sounding better than my original recording. I hope so. I hope that the video version is better. I hope that everything is better. We're going to try. I was super frustrated yesterday with trying to get all this to work. So hopefully we got it today. Okay. But yeah, man, I really don't have anything else to say. If you're listening to this, go subscribe to the YouTube channel for more. If you're on the video version, the audio version comes out 2 days earlier on Wednesdays on any of the platform that you consume podcasts on. So you can check it out. I'm in the process of getting my website up, so I'm going to try to direct the traffic there once I actually get it finished. What else? I believe that is all. Follow me on social media. Phone's going off. My mom's texting me. And yeah. It's been your boy T, man. I'll see y'all next week, next episode. Peace.